From soap operas to their own talk show, Mark Consuelos and Kelly Ripa have had a very successful career. Consuelos recently disclosed that he will not be leaving his riches to his children during a conversation on end-of-life matters. The celebrity still intends to keep things inside the family, though. A well-known inheritance story was recently discussed live with Kelly and Mark. While working on All My Children, Consuelos famously met. The two eloped in 1996 in addition to playing each other's love interests. Ripa and Consuelos would co-host Live with Kelly and Mark in 2023. Consuelos had previously been a co-host of the show before Ripa joined it in the early 2000s. Consuelos has also made appearances in numerous more television programs. This contains Queen of the South, American Horror Story, Asylum, and Riverdale. Ripa and Consuelos discussed inheritance in a recent episode of their talk program. Interestingly, Ripa thought that pets might inherit your estate. Consuelos pointed out that it was typically more intricate than that. As you are aware, pet bequests have been challenged in court, sometimes with success, he explained. Decider pointed out that Ripa then mentioned the $12 million left to her dog, Trouble, by the late Hotel Harris Leon Helmsley. And since pets are considered in all U.S. states property, you can't actually leave. Wait, Consuelos wrote after reading the piece. Yes, it's important to read the article before you. Consuelos and Ripa are well known for their affection for their pets. Consuelos went on, disinherited heirs have been known to successfully contest pet bequests on occasion. Additionally, you cannot leave pets money because they are considered property in every state in the United States. You can't leave your property to property, Ripa continued. Still, Consuelos seemed to approve of the concept. I'm leaving everything to Lena, he said, referring to his and Ripa's pet dog, notwithstanding the story. Because you know you want to skip the kids, the Riverdale star said. What is that? Skipping generations? Don't pay any taxes? Skipping generations? Lena will appreciate it. Much more than our kids will appreciate it, he added. This was a great plan, Ripa joked. She joked, I love that plan. As though she had suddenly come around to the notion. I'm eager. What do you know? Let's jump straight to the legal dispute. Now let's employ the lawyers. It is well known that Ripa and Consuelos adore their pets. As previously mentioned, the co-hosts of Live with Kelly and Mark lost their oldest dog, Chewy, in February. The loss was probably one of the toughest things that we've had to do as a married couple, according to Consuelos at the time. Consuelos' estate can be worth a lot of money, regardless of whether it is bequeathed to his children or pets. His estimated net worth is $40 million, according to Celebrity Net Worth. It was an ordinary Tuesday morning on Live with Kelly and Mark, or at least it started that way. Kelly Ripa, radiant in a pastel pantsuit, was already elbow-deep in her third cup of coffee, while Mark Consuelos sat beside her, flipping through cue cards with his trademark smirk. But within minutes, the mood on set shifted from light banter to a collective gasp. Not from an accidental wardrobe malfunction, not from a surprise celebrity guest, but from a comment Mark made that hit audiences like a thunderclap. Our kids aren't getting our inheritance, he said, completely straight-faced. Kelly, mid-sip, choked on her coffee. Excuse me. A financial bombshell. The audience went silent. The cameras caught the mix of confusion and mischief on Mark's face. He wasn't joking. I mean it, he repeated. When we die, the kids get nothing. Zero. Zilch. They're on their own. Kelly blinked. Okay, did you have a dream last night where our kids turned into billionaires and we were, what, obsolete? Mark shrugged. Nope. I just decided it last week. Been thinking about it for a while. He turned to the camera with that smooth, soap opera intensity. I love my children, deeply. But I also love the idea of them building their own empires. The audience reacts audible gasps, scattered claps. One woman in the front row mouthed, what? So dramatically it could have won her a daytime Emmy. Kelly leaned forward, visibly rattled but intrigued. Okay, let's unpack this, she said, ever the journalist. Because I'm pretty sure Lola still thinks credit card points is her birthright. Mark chuckled. That's the problem. They all do? Michael thinks we're going to hand him a trust fund wrapped in a monogrammed leather pouch. Joaquin already assumes he'll inherit the lake house. And Lola, well, she asked me last week if she'd get the apartment in Tribeca and the one in Italy. The audience laughed nervously. And that, Mark continued, is why we're cutting them off. They need to struggle a little. The topic turned serious. Not morbid, but genuinely reflective. Mark began explaining the philosophy that had been growing in his mind for years. I grew up watching my parents work hard, he said. They didn't hand me anything. When I was 18, I had to figure it out. Rent, bills, groceries. You learned to hustle. Kelly nodded slowly. You did hustle. You lived on ramen and gym protein bars during your soap days. And I don't regret a second of it, Mark said. It built character. It made success feel earned. I want our kids to feel that. Kelly's surprising reaction. What shocked viewers even more than Mark's declaration? Kelly didn't disagree. At first, she playfully pushed back. I mean, if we're not giving them money, can we at least leave them the Peloton? But soon she admitted, honestly, I kind of get it. We've done so much for them. Maybe we forgot to let them do for themselves. She looked toward the audience. We've covered tuition, rent, therapists, therapy for the therapist, you name it. At what point do we let them figure it out? Mark jumped in. Exactly. We give them love, support, advice, but maybe not a $10 million inheritance with beachfront access. We're giving it all away. Then came the true twist. Kelly turned to Mark. So, if they're not getting it, who is? Mark grinned. Charities. Chew another gasp. I'm serious, he said. We're going full Bill and Melinda Gates mode. We want to donate most of it. Education causes, arts programs, immigrant family support, women's health. Things we care about. Kelly blinked in disbelief. But this time, admiration crossed her face. You didn't even tell me that part. Mark shrugged. I was going to surprise you on your birthday, but here we are. Live TV. The internet explodes. By the time the segment ended, social media was ablaze. Hashtag Consuelos Putoff trended on X. TikTok was flooded with users saying, I'm not even their kid, and I feel broke. Financial influencers began debating the ethics of parental financial cold turkey. Meanwhile, memes of Lola Consuelos holding a cardboard sign reading We'll Sing for Tribeca Apartment began circulating. Even celebrities chimed in. Andy Cohen posted, Can I get adopted by Kelly and Mark before this rule goes into effect? And Ryan Seacrest wrote, Good luck explaining this to your kids over Thanksgiving dinner. Family group chat chaos. Kelly revealed during the next commercial break that their family group chat had already exploded. Michael texted, XCUCME? 5 times in all caps, she said. Lola just sent a single skull emoji. And Joaquin hasn't replied. Which means he's probably calling my mother. Mark smiled. Let them sweat. The bigger picture. Later in the episode, during a more serious sit-down segment, Mark offered one final thought. It's not about punishing them. It's about loving them enough to let them grow. We've given them a head start. Now they have to run the race. Kelly nodded. And to be fair, we'll probably still sneak them a little something. Like a fondue set or a moderately priced apartment in Queens. Mark laughed. You softy. I'm a mom, she shot back. We say we're cutting them off and then Venmo them $200 for groceries, which means Uber Eats. A new chapter in parenting. In a time where celebrity kids often live lavishly off family wealth, the Consuelos Ripa family just rewrote the script. Their parenting pivot sent shockwaves through the industry, not just because it was unexpected, but because it was rooted in a deep desire for growth, independence, and value. By the end of the show, Kelly and Mark shared a quiet moment on the couch. You know, Kelly said, this might be the most grown-up conversation we've ever had on this show. Mark squeezed her hand. And the most controversial. She smiled. Can't wait to see the headlines. And just like that, Liv wasn't just entertainment, it was a masterclass in modern parenting, delivered with heart, humor, and a bold dash of reality.